guys, Jonah here, back with another beer review, and finally we've got to the end. I'm trying to be busy, but I get easily distracted. But doing the final one, I think it's the final one anyway, from the Siren's 10th birthday, and you know what it is already. It's the one that they did with Buxton Brewery, and it is the last of the spider diagrams, I reckon. So better focus on that. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's an apt name as well. It's called Soft Focus. There we go. And it's an interesting Star Trek style spider diagram with Eldorado, Talus, and Sabro, but we'll talk about that. It says it's a hazy pale, 4% ABV, which is pretty cool. It's a hazy pale bursting with Neo-Mexicanus hops. Wow, easy for you to say. Some of the most exciting new varieties in the world. Eldorado takes the lead with pineapple aromas, backed up with grapefruit from Talus and expressive Sabro. I don't think these are all Mexican or Neo-Mexicanus. What the hell? That sounds, sounds a bit weird. Anyway, here is oh no, I've shown you that legend already, but here is the can, Buxton Brewery via Siren. It's a pretty trippy kind of thing with yellows and blues, but it looks slightly green to me and a bit of white. Very postmodern. Obviously, we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of Siren, which is a fantastic brewery over in Berkshire. Have we got, there we go, let's have a look. So barley, oats, wheat, hops and yeast, chamon. Don't go near pregnant ladies when you've been drinking this beer, or it's like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters. It's all the universe will explode or implode, perhaps. All sorts of wrongness. Now, because this one's quite old, again, I'm going to give it a bit of a squeeze, and it is quite taut, so we'll give it a little bit of a pressure test. It has been in the fridge for a few days, so I'm really hoping, cool, we haven't got any explosions, which is good. I'm really hoping that we're not going to have one of those huge heads that we seem to be having with a lot of other beers, which is a real shame. Oh, smells nice. Smells good. Right, I'm going back to this glass again because I had some good. There we go. Yes, look, it's not going to explode on me, which is fan-dabby-dozy. And let's get this bad boy. Let's force a little bit of head. There we go. That's quite a decent head for a change. You know how we roll. Right, and let me do. If I do that upside down, oh, that fits very nicely. There we go. And for the front cover of this video, we'll do something like that. One of those, I don't know. You'll already know, dear viewer, because you've seen this video. I generally go and have a look after I drunk the beer, and sometimes I just drunk beer. So we managed to get quite a good head in the end. 2 fingers, and look, we have slightly bigger bubbles today. If it'll focus. Focus, you're going to focus. There we go. Yeah, some big bubbles, big carbonation, big fluffy white head. Some people say if you've got the big bubbles on the side of your glass, because you've got a dirty glass, but I cleaned this one myself. So yes, maybe that explains it. Definitely a hazy, lovely kind of yellow. I can kind of see a little bit of action. Can you see my fingers through there? So it's not perfectly opaque. Oh, getting lovely tropical fruits. We're getting a little bit of kind of detergenty kind of aroma as well, which is, well, I did tell you I cleaned the glass very well. I don't think that's what it is. In a kind of lemony, lemony, kind of lemon lime, chalky, kind of one of those. Then we get the washing detergent, it's the green one, and it's usually some derivation of the lemon. But yeah, so that gives me something to work on here. If you're new to the video, why not think about supporting my channel, clicking like, subscribe, all that jazz does help me out, so thank you very much. Cheers and beers, dear viewer. We'll see what we get from this one. Wow, quite a good amount of carbonation and straight into that kind of zestiness. Well, I say zestiness, maybe, like they said, maybe it's more of a grapefruity thing. But either way, it's that zesty kind of taste, from a zesty lime, zesty lemon, grapefruit, a kind of pithiness, you know, that white stringy stuff in your citrus fruits, a little bit of that. Um, a little bit more sort of higher white green hop, like a generic type hop. But it's got some kind of light upper notes. I'm trying to kind of pick apart, from that zestiness is kind of dominating the taste. What I am getting though, because we've got a little bit, a pinch, I would say, of oats and wheat in there. I'm getting a little bit of that creaminess, which I always quite like in my hazy beers. Um, Obviously, it adds to the haze, but it kind of deadens the zestiness. Um, some hops are a bit over the top, so just by adding a tiny bit of oats and wheat, it does, yeah, it kind of makes things mellower, creams things out. We have not really got a tide line today, which is unusual. But look at those. Yeah, I don't know if you can see those bubbles. Yeah, look at them. Some of them are quite big for carbonation bubbles. Big old ones. Interesting. Let's dive in for seconds. Oh, yeah, sort of zesty. It's a bit more juicy now, a bit more kind of like a grapefruity, possibly mixed with a bit of tropical stuff. Um, Lilt always comes to mind. Totally tropical taste of lilt, but mixed with some juice now. So we're getting, perhaps the sharpness has gone off a little bit, perhaps maybe due to the fact that of the wheat and oat, like I said before. Um, but it's a bit more watery as well. So really, really zesty up front. Now we're getting a bit more juicy, a bit more kind of watery stuff. And I'm saying creamy, but this is no way a milkshake style kind of IPA thing. This is not that thick. It's quite thin. It's quite watery, like I said. But yeah, my brain, I don't know why, says more about me than it does about you, dear viewer. My brain keeps going back to that kind of, yeah, that washing up detergent kind of thing. And I'm not sure where that's coming from. Is it just because it's a lemony thing? I'm not sure. I'm getting a little bit of kind of, little bit of chalkiness, you know, like if you've got hard water, um, sometimes you can get that sort of watery thing going on, which is supposed to be good for IPAs. Um, and this isn't an IPA. This is just a pale ale. I know. Um, but yeah, I'm getting a little bit of chalkiness in there. Maybe they made some water additions. Who knows? Buxton, Buxton Spring. They're meant to be good for water, aren't they? But this beer was not brewed there. It was brewed in Siren's territory. So this is an interesting thing. Sometimes beers have what's in wine is called a terroir. So we'll call that the same name, but to do with where it's from. So if you get a brewery, with a really good beer, they give you their recipe. You brew it using your own water. Um, it will taste slightly different, sometimes radically different. I'm not sure if that's the case here, but yeah, water additions are sometimes a brewer's friend and easy to get wrong. So perhaps that's not what happened here, and I'm getting that chalkiness from a water addition. Who knows? Ooh. And for once, my last sip has been probably the wateriest of them all. But yeah, that is a very mellow, inoffensive, citrus forward kind of hazy beer. And it's quite pale as well. And at 4%, you could have a few of those and it wouldn't make a huge difference to your day. Um, Buxton Brewery. What's the name? Oh, Soft Focus, that's right. There we go. Hazy Pale Ale. Fantastic. Another one down, dear viewer. I believe that is the final beer from the Beer 52 Siren 10th birthday box. So I can get rid of that one. And yeah, it's a bit of an end of an era because that magazine was the last magazine where they used the spider diagrams in the actual magazine. I've Oh, pardon me, dear viewer. I found out recently that you can get the spider diagrams because I love them so much. You can get them on the Beer 52 website. Well, I've known that for a while actually, but they've put everything in a different order. So it makes different kind of diagrams. The one today, you can rewind and have a look. It looks a little bit like that Star Trek logo. Um, Weirdly, what I'm finding is a lot of the more popular beers, the kind of more commonplace beers, on the new spider diagram look a bit like a cat's face. It's very strange. But maybe it's just me because I'm drinking too much beer. Who knows, dear viewer? Who knows? Don't forget to tune in because we'll be back with another beer review real soon. But until then, dear viewer, please remember to drink beer because it does make you smarter.